Hey, it's Mike Kennedy, Convoy Coffee Roasters in big old Van Wert, Ohio. Um, we get customers all the time who ask us, why does every single coffee you bring in taste different? There's a lot of factors that go into that, and I'm going to share with you. We're starting a series here. Share with you some of the reasons why every single coffee from every single country, from every single farm, tastes different. And the one we're going to cover today is the varietal of coffee tree that the beans actually come from. Um, what we have here, what we're going to discuss, there's 7 different varietals of coffee here. Now, this is not an all-inclusive list. Some say there are as many as 1,000 different coffee varietals in Ethiopia alone. What we're going to discuss here are the 7 varietals that you will most often see um, through a supplier or through your local coffee roaster or at an auction. Okay, the first one is heirloom Ethiopian. Now this goes all the way back to Caldi and his goats who discovered coffee between somewhere between 700 and 800 AD, so centuries ago. Um, the heirloom Ethiopians are some fantastic coffees. If you're a coffee lover, you've probably there's probably an Ethiopian that you really like. We've brought in several. They're all fantastic, and we'll go into more in depth on that one here in a minute. We also have the geisha or geisha varietal of coffee plants. These are ultra premium. They're most often found. Now we can get some through our supplier, but they're very expensive. But they're most often found as an auction kind of coffee. In fact, 4 or 5 months ago, a group out of Japan bought a Panama Geisha lot for $4,500 a pound. Now, when you buy a lot, you're not just buying 1 or 2 or 5 pounds. You're buying hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pounds of this coffee. So, most often they're presented at 135 or 132 pound bags. And at $4,500 a pound, you can do the math. The next one is the Bourbon family of varietals. These are some really good coffees, folks. We've brought in several Bourbon and varietals of coffee. It's not bourbon, it's Bourbon in the coffee world. Anyway, super fantastic coffees, the Bourbons. The Typica family, that's another family of coffee varietal. And in fact, one of the coffees that we brought in was a Laos Naga Typica. And that is actually Dawn's, my wife's favorite coffee of all of them that we've brought in. Then you have SL varieties. These are these were developed in a lab. You see them a lot in the African coffees. Really good coffees. You get some super consistency with them. Um, so the next one is Robusta. With Robusta, now this is a different species of coffee. And the Robusta coffee plants or coffee trees often get a bad name in the coffee world. And I'll tell you why. It's most often found in instant coffee. And in the coffee world, instant coffee is way down there at the bottom. But I'm going to tell you this, we've brought in several different Robustas. In fact, we have a blend, a Robusta blend that's selling like mad right now. And that's a blend of Vietnam Robusta and India Cherry Robusta. And then you've got your modern hybrid varietals. So let's keep going. Heirloom Ethiopian. Ooh, I'm telling you, these are actually my favorite. I think Ethiopian coffees are my favorite in the whole world. But anyway, so it comes from the Ethiopian forest. The coffee is a native plant to Ethiopia. You end up with a complex and really kind of wild flavor to them. The brilliance, and when I say brilliance, I'm talking about the acidity in the coffee. That really indicates high quality. In a lot of these coffees, you have floral notes, berry notes, a wine-like complexity, and tea-like also. The geisha, high complexity, super good coffees. Again, auction grade, $4,500 a pound recently. But with these, You get ultra premium, and it's really kind of floral. The notes in these are really quite fantastic. I've had a couple of them. The signature flavor notes that you'll see are jasmine and tropical fruit. You also see tea rose or honey a lot. Um, so it's a fantastic uh, Bourbon family, also highly complex. Um, Super good coffees. With the Bourbon varietals, you often, oh, and let's go back to the name first. Founded or originated on Bourbon Island, which is now called Reunion. Uh, you get a sweet and balanced cup out of your Bourbons. The flavor notes that you most often find are sweet, chocolate, fruity, and nutty. The Typica family, these are medium high complexity coffees, but they're actually very good. They come from original plants. Their lineage is long and celebrated. And like I told you, one of my wife's favorite coffees is a Typica. It's really you get the you know you're drinking coffee when you're drinking a Typica. You get that coffee character that really stands out. Very clean cup. You get chocolate notes, nutty notes, and it's very balanced. SL varieties developed by Scott Labs uh, out of Kenya. That's where they originated. Um, these are really good coffees. We have one in now, Kenya Double A Kaganda Factory. That's SL varietals. Super good coffee. Customers are loving it. Um, but you really get some interesting notes here, like black currant. I don't even know what that is, but I can taste it. I suppose. You also get a wine-like complexity. Dark chocolate is often found in the SL varieties, and it's a very bright coffee, clean finish, really good. Robusta. Again, like I told you in the beginning, it got a bad reputation in the coffee world, but I've never had a bad Robusta. It's fantastic. We've got a Robusta blend right now that we put together, Vietnam Robusta and India Cherry Robusta. And in fact, India Cherry Robusta is a key component to true Italian espresso. With the Robustas, they're really bold, strong, twice the caffeine. That's why we call it Bold Awakenings blend. But you really get a creamy head on these coffees too, which is nice. It's perfect for your espressos. Nutty notes a lot, cocoa notes, and some other interesting notes too. In the India Cherry Robusta coffee, it's got notes of malt, popcorn, only coffee I've ever seen that in. Let's see, malt, popcorn, um, cocoa powder, uh, and there's one more that I just can't remember. Really a unique coffee, bad reputation in the coffee world, but I myself have never had a bad Robusta. Then you got your modern hybrids. Timor, there's a couple examples from our collection. Um, Castillo is a hybrid. The Catamore varietal is a hybrid. The Timor hybrid is really interesting because it is a hybrid of an Arabica varietal and a Robusta varietal. Really super good. So you get it was developed in the lab. They are disease resistant, which is incredibly important to the coffee farmer. Uh, with some of these coffee diseases like leaf rust, entire crops have been wiped out. And that's really bad for the coffee farmers. And in the coffee supply chain, it's the coffee farmer who gets the lowest price, who makes the least amount of money, and he's the one who puts in most of the work. So anyway, with the modern hybrids, it's disease resistant, you get consistent flavor, and they're adaptable to their environment. So just the summary of 7 of the coffee varietals. Again, there's a lot more than this. But the varietal, the actual type of coffee tree, has a lot to do with what makes every single coffee bean, every single coffee from every single country, from every single farm, taste different. We're gonna dig into this series later. We're gonna talk about other factors that go into what makes every single coffee taste different. Thanks for joining me.